Yeah. So then. Oh, yeah. With the lawyer, but yeah. Yeah. Explain that. I know. Yeah. It's about, there's like that. I wish this would be. There's no way I was going to. Not, we're not over. And David, I tried to go over it. Oh, they were about they want to older. Yeah. We gotta get that. Yeah, there, it's out there. That's where I put it on my own net. Because it's really. Maybe I think it's really. Yeah. Where our park is probably down. All right, come on. I wish I had done my own shoes like. I didn't read it. See, that's all I read. Lost a minute again. It's gonna work in a clock. See small things in life that make people go coastal, you know. But they can't, I can't stop. Video. No, oh, jeez. Okay, good. All right. Calling meeting to order at 6 p.m. Please rise if you are able and tonight's for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, payroll warrants for June 21st, 2024, June 28th, 2024, open for motion. Move to approve.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Accounts payable warrants for June 25th, 2024 and July 2nd, 2024, open for motion.
Oh, go ahead. Move to approve.
Second. Been moved and seconded, any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Approval of the minutes for June 18th, 2024. Move to approve.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, any questions or discussion that it's?
The big voice name has 2 R's in it. That is what I was trying to find the old book. Never did.
Alright, anything else? Okay, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Minutes for June 25th, 2024.
Move to approve. Second.
Then moved and seconded, any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed, abstained, motion passes 4-0-1. All right. Now we'll turn it over to Aaron for some special words. Did you have reaction as well?
Very confident.
So I'm Chief Bean of Wisconsin EMS. This is Al Misrovian. He is our medical control person that goes through everything and tells us if we're doing things right or not. Jason Downing, he's deputy chief. And Ashley Moody, she's from the state. I'm not sure what your systems and care program. There we go. The first award that I want to give out though, the state doesn't give out the same award to the police officers. Ashley is working on that. But the first award I would like to give out is to Nathan Wilfoy. He arrived on scene to a cardiac arrest and he delivered care until the crew was able to come and start delivering care. Cool. Muriel Longley was the paramedic that was on the call. He arrived after the crew of Kirsten Emerson and Martin Stroud. Please. So the Phoenix Award is given to individuals who have a cardiac arrest save. So the person was able to make it. Thank you all for entertaining.
Thank you all. I won't be offended if you don't want to stay. All right, we do not have any committee appointments today. As a reminder, please check the website for any openings on committees. We are and trying to get on a schedule so that there are due dates for when folks need to get their interest in. So, public hearings. Liquor license application on Cousins, Jolly Rogers, 8 Railroad Avenue, open for a motion to open the hearing.
I move to open a public hearing to approve a liquor license for Jolie Rogers at 8 Railroad Ave. Second.
Been moved and seconded, all those in favor? Public hearing is open at 6:05 PM. Is there anyone who would like to speak to this application? Anyone online?
If we mispronounced it, Jolly Rogers, can we still be served?
Well, which is it?
I thought it was Jolly.
I go back and forth hoping I'm right. Yeah. All right, going once, going twice.
Move to close the public hearing. Second.
And moved and seconded, all those in favor of closing the hearing? Motion passes 5-0, we are closed at 6:06 PM. Open for motion on the application.
Move to approve a liquor license for Jolie Rogers at 8 Railroad Avenue. Second.
Then moved and seconded, any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Right, we are at public comment, is there anyone from the public who'd like to comment on something that is not on the agenda? Alright,
I just want to talk when I get the budget committee and discuss a thing. Tax team. And I believe the town can save $1 million. Yeah, come on. I was concerned about Johnson Control's statement last week at the special town meeting about their energy savings proposal. They implied the town would not be eligible for the Inflation Reduction Act credit, which is 30%, whatever the project is. So I decided to give Revision Energy a call. And they're main employee-owned company, B Corporation, and that's the best rating that you get. About the iron credit. I also asked them to take a look at a rough estimate of the solar, the wattage on the 2 solar farms that Johnson Control is recommending. I'd like to read the letter that I got from them. This is from Energy, Andrew Carey, CEO's leading person for Revision Energy. Hi, Marty. Great talking with you this morning about Wisconsin's solar goals. I'm pleased to share with you the news that Wisconsin is eligible for a 30% direct pay tax credit for every dollar you spend on solar. As we discussed, the project of this size in Maine are running roughly 350 per kilo DC watt capacity. In other words, 158 kilowatts DC solar project should run a gross cost of roughly $550,000 and a net cost after the tax credit of $390,000. 205 kilowatt DC solar project would cost roughly $720,000 and net roughly $500,000. These costs are highly speculative, but in the ballpark. Lots of factors affect the cost of solar, including the mounting, ground versus roof, proximity to utility power, grading and civil work requirements, roof structural upgrades, and most of all, the results of CMP's interconnection study for specific projects. So Johnson's Control Energy Products proposal is $1.9 million, payable over 20 years. Assuming the weatherization, insulation, and lighting costs in the proposal would be about $300,000. The cost of Johnson Control solar array would be $1.6 million. The Revision Energy's array costs together $890,000. That would be a total cost savings of $710,000. The amount could be paid off in a much shorter period of time and save a significant amount of interest costs. Adding lower cost Revision Energy estimates and possible interest savings, the town of Wiscasset could possibly save $1 million. These numbers may not be exact, but $1 million savings is sure worth looking into. How should we proceed?
Could we have a copy ready?
Discussion.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we all need. copies.
Pending forward,
At least Jackie needs a copy so she can get notes, because she's writing right. I know you didn't catch all of that.
I can forward it.
thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
How would it proceed? Any questions or?
Marty, as you know, it's pretty much the policy that we don't have discussions during public comment.
Okay, if you would like, I could arrange to have him attend the next board meeting.
But we'll take a look at it and
Okay.
Yeah.
He's on vacation, so you have to contact him, I'll contact him for Monday of the next board meeting.
okay.
Thank you, Marta.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Heather Jones, Wisconsin resident. I'm here to deliver a statement of thanks and gratitude on behalf of James Weldon Johnson and J. Rosamond Johnson Foundation for your support in the recent poetry and photograph contest that was held in memory of James Weldon, who died here in 1938, as you all know. There was a lot more work than I was expecting, but it was a lovely contest. And we had a lot of response. We gave out around $2,000 in prize money to the participants. First place in the poetry contest went to May Applegate of Vinyl Haven Island, Maine. And then the photograph contest was Nina Barafaldi of Bar Harbor. We had a ceremony down on the common, which was really nice. Back Harbor Bistro provided some catering. Representative Rachel Talbot Ross was there and spoke, and so was former state senator of Florida, Tony Hill, and Melanie Edwards, which is James Weldon's grandniece. And so we just wanted to say thank you for the town. Parks and Rec put up a nice tent for us in case it rained, but it didn't. The weather was wonderful. And along with this, the thanks, Melanie wanted to provide a donation to the library of $1,000. So
Oh,
I'll just pass that along to you.
Thank you.
since You are the director of the library.
thank you so much.
You're welcome. And
That's great.
that was from Melanie Edwards, actually the J. Rosamond Johnson Foundation, which is the song that the brothers wrote, Lift Every Voice and Sing. James Weldon wrote the lyrics and J. Rosamond, his brother, wrote the music. And it's a public domain work of art. But sometimes people will do an arrangement that generates royalty money. And so that's what funds the foundation. And so Milani uses that money to do things like this. So we had 6 places for awards that people could win and 5 people won, because we only had 2 people in the photo contest. So we're hoping next year to get the word out further and, so we can, give out all the cash, all the prizes. So, and all the entries, thank you, Pam, will be displayed in the library for 2 weeks with it. Yeah. So if anybody wants to go by and look and read the wonderful poems and look at the photographs, they'll be there for 2 weeks. As soon as I can get them printed out and passed along, but, yeah, if I can get some help with the printer, it'll be quicker, because printer do me in, so.
Yeah. What was May's last name? Applegate?
May Apple, yes.
One of the things that was especially nice, it really was a beautiful ceremony, so much as it was a presentation. She read her poem and her talk. It's posted in the library too, isn't it?
Well, it's going,
It will.
bringing,
Oh.
yeah, they're not there yet. It's
Oh,
bringing
right,
it
right.
up.
I encourage you to read it. It's beautiful.
So thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comment this evening? Okay. I don't believe we have any department head or committee chair items. And now for another scintillating update. No video this week. Oh,
And blah, blah.
good afternoon, Dennis. Here's today's update from the project manager. The brickwork continues. The crew continues to work on a daily basis, and there have been no extraordinary events or surprises since the last report a couple weeks ago. Another report will be forthcoming in 2 weeks.
But, weren't they going to be?
They also said happy 4th to you and the board.
Oh,
So that's
Very good, okay.
moving on to new business, annual contract for services Midcoast to Maine.
Same contract that we had, the price is the same as last year.
I move to approve the annual contract for services with Midcoast United.
second.
Been moved and seconded, any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Approved ballot selections for the MMA Legislative Policy Committee. Can we just vote for Van?
I suppose we can.
I thought she had the best profile, but not my profile.
So I'm the only one that has experience on the committee and have more experience in office than any of the rest of them, but you don't wanna go just by that.
So we need to decide if we're voting for a second, it's vote for 2, so. Do we wanna vote for someone else or just? Do they care if we just vote for Ben and send it in?
So,
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
Okay, do we wanna just do that?
Nobody else I know.
Okay, so we need a motion. How do you want that? Worded,
I think it can probably be 2, one to vote for Pam and one to approve the ballot.
Which one comes
Or-
first?
for what ballot?
Approve the ballot.
I move to approve the official ballot of the Maine Municipal Association's Legislative Policy Committee.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0.
I move to elect.
To vote for.
Vote for, thank you. Pamela Dennett, select board member, Town of Piscataqua.
Second.
And moved and seconded, any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Draft purchasing policy.
Excuse me, I think I'm losing my voice here. I recommended a new purchasing policy. Our current policy dates to 2009. Obviously, prices have changed dramatically in that timeframe. A lot of just our routine purchases exceed the $5,000 bid limit. It's in the current policy, so. I'm recommending a couple of small changes in that. One, up the bid limits. And 2, instead of opening all the bids at the select board meeting, that we open them at a public meeting before the select board, and then we go through them. And then bring them to the board for a recommendation for you guys to approve, instead of. You authorize us to award it to the most appropriate person, you guys actually make the award yourself. So.
We've missed all the drama.
Either way, I don't have a special, I'm not hung up on doing it either way, I just think. Trying to make things, I think that's just a more efficient way to do it, but if you guys want to stick with the way you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with opening them at an open meeting and then bringing the results. To save you from having to sit and fight with the letter opener and looking for numbers on them.
I always thought it was bizarre.
Yeah, it's really kind of strange. I had one, on the first page, on the second bullet point. The last part says this is not an exhaustive list. I I thought that was a strange way to say that. And what I usually see is this list includes, but is not limited to. I don't know why, I thought, I read exhaustive list and I'm like. No, it's not tired.
Well, I don't know, if you look up the word exhaustive.
Yes.
But
I-
either way, I'm not, there's actually, it's on the second page. It's good, so.
Oh, is it? So, I mean, if everybody else is okay with it, I'm okay with it, it just, to me, it
There's
just,
another word, I know what you're saying.
yeah, there's another word that
It means the same thing.
I'll change it to whatever,
yeah.
all inclusive, not all inclusive.
No, we services including but not limited to.
Yeah, well, that, I mean, that's saying that it's this plus whatever other business comes up, so that no one can argue with it about, well, it wasn't on the list.
And I'm approving it because I like the idea that we updated it because of costs going up. We're like a day once for buying a $34 item for a vice president. Policy that was 10 years old during high inflation of the 70s. I told them my answer was just update your policies.
And then on the second full paragraph,
Yeah, I got it.
okay. There's another place that has it.
Yeah.
Alright. Any other? Pieces on this? Motion?
I move to approve the purchasing policy as recommended by the town manager.
Second.
Who you giving that one to, Jackie? Right.
I don't need the points.
Well, you'll record the person who made it, you can record the second.
Alright, any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Reauthorization of the policy regarding check disbursement prior to expenditure warrant approval.
This is just one that allows us to send out payroll checks and checks to the state to avoid late fees or interest penalties or something like that. It's a policy we've had in place for a number of years. State statute requires you to just read the word yearly, so.
And it changes to Fridays.
And I just changed, yeah, the
That's
words
it.
from Wednesdays to Fridays.
Does that mean? You have to come in and do that on the day off?
No, we get paid on Friday. They process payroll on Monday.
So, I move to authorize the policy regarding, check disbursement prior to expenditure warrant approval for funding year 2025 as amended.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Amendments to the committee handbook. Did everybody get a chance to read through?
Well, I have one whole tiny edit.
In the last paragraph.
Of the first page. What? Take out the word "the."
Yeah,
The first line.
I think I actually already found that, but if I haven't, I'll take care of it.
Where?
That's it.
First
First sentence, last area.
Plays on shell, well, forward,
I think this is much better.
Yeah. It is.
Well, policies are always a work in progress.
Alright,
I move to approve the amendments to the committee handbook as recommended by the town manager.
been moved and seconded, any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Resignation of Sharon Jakes from the Future of the Schools Committee.
I move to accept the resignation of Sharon Jakes from the Future of the Schools Committee.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0, and a reminder that opening is open until the 9th, I think.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to apply for the current parent. Role. All right, discussion and authorization for the town manager to expend funds from the ARPA account for the purpose of engaging a firm that specializes in the development of municipal websites to develop a new website for the town. I just want it done.
Yeah, and I'm frustrated with our current host and designer. We're not getting anywhere. And when he does do something, it's not what I want. The training we had last Friday was a total waste of time. The site that he's converted this to, as I mentioned to some of you already, is more susceptible to hackers than the current site that we have.
Wow.
And I'm just not willing to do that.
We should have,
No, I don't want one either.
right.
The website's currently not ADA compliant, and these companies that do municipal websites make sure that they're ADA compliant. Like the text-by-gov thing that we have, which is a standalone product, is actually can be added to some of these municipal websites, so it's not a standalone. It's part of the website, so we would just migrate all those phone numbers over and just eliminate that when that contract is up. People can sign up we can do the agenda in the website. And people can sign up through email automatically to receive it, or opt out automatically to receive it. They don't have to call or email us, it has to be put on the email list, they can do their own. There's a code enforcement module that goes with it. There's a Parks and Rec module that goes with it, so we might be able to look at the Parks and Rec program up there and see if we can integrate it into one system, so.
That's fantastic.
I'm asking the 25,000, that's basically what's left in the ARPA account. It will not cost that much. I'm just looking for a little bit of leeway for however many add-ons that we might want to look at putting on to it.
So, a couple of questions about the new design company. Have you looked at and talked to other municipalities that have used this company and they are able to go in and edit anything they dang well please, in any way they dang well please, without having to spend buckets full of money?
Some of it is the answers. Well, right now, I've kind of focused on one company. I'm not married to that one company. We've already compiled a list of states, towns across the region and which ones they're using. There are two big ones. One is Civic Plus, which I sent you guys as a example. And the other is Catalan, I think they're called. And yes, I talked extensively with the town manager down south the other day because they use Civic Plus. And they're very pleased with the response, the service response, how the website looks and feels. I mean, anybody can go and look at their website and see. I think they're gonna make some changes to theirs. Can we make any change to it at all? No, some of it will have to be done by them because some of it requires actual code.
Sure.
That will
It's
have
not
to be
easy.
done. But whatever one we settle on, I wanna make sure that we have the functionality to do a lot of stuff here that we can't right now. Which is why things aren't getting changed on the website, just because. And nothing against Jeremy and Firefly, we've been with him for a long time, but he's down to just being a one-man show. And he just can't get everything done, so.
So we think somebody here had to be responsible for changing things, or could we also buy that service?
Well, a lot of that stuff we would do ourselves. That's why I'm looking at something that we can maintain better here instead of relying on somebody else to.
Okay.
Because we actually had to ask him to change the menu bar the other day because we couldn't get it done.
So, only other question I have is there an annual fee or would the town only be charged for updates and changes?
Well, the biggest cost of this right now is just building a website, how they want. That's the upfront cost. Then there is an annual fee, but we pay an annual fee now too. The annual fee for the Civics Plus is like $3,300 a year. We're paying $2,800 for Firefly now.
Okay.
Whatever we add to it, on top of that, like the text messaging thing, is another cost,
Okay.
but we're also paying separately for that. So the costs are gonna be very similar on an annual basis.
Okay,
And what the rec pays for theirs, the rec,
I'm not sure, they have somebody else doing theirs.
I'm just saying, if you combine them.
Right, but he's asking how much they pay for the.
Oh, I'm not sure off the top of my head. I'd have to look. It's a lot of money. I don't want to quote anything out of it. It's quite expensive. I know like, yeah, it's quite, if we can, if we can combine the two, we can probably save some.
they must have to have their point of sale married into their website.
But we'll be able to do that with this anyways, pay online payments. So, I mean, there are some online payments that we can do now, but you'll be able to expand that, so if somebody, a signed permit. They'll be able to use credit card to pay for that online, instead of having to go to the town office. It's a much better tool. than what we're doing.
Well, I moved to authorize the town manager to expend up to $25,000 from the ARPA account for the purpose of designing a new website.
And moved in second, any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0.
Something that works.
We have any assessors business, town managers report,
Did you guys have this? I'm sorry, the public didn't get it out. We've kind of already talked about some of the stuff that's in here anyways. The GIS mapping system, the maps have all been digitized. We just need to get him some of the changes in the tax maps that occurred after March 1st. And it looks like that will be going online in about 30 days. I did mention in the report that we had a discussion earlier this spring about changing the airport committee from a the one non-resident, non-voting member to a voting member, and I remember during that discussion, there wanted to be a public hearing about that, so I've scheduled the public hearing for the next select board meeting. If we're gonna make any ordinance changes in the November election, we need to have that stuff wrapped up by September. So we need to have that discussion. The firearms discharge ordinance, Emily got me today, so that'll be on the agenda for discussion next week as well. What else? Short-term rentals, if you have Airbnb, Rebro, any short-term rental, is a reminder that you need to get a business license from the town. It don't cost anything.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who's.
No.
No, we have a couple more now,
Gotten more.
okay. Cause it's pretty easy to show on either of those sites that there are a whole bunch of them, so people just need to get it done. It's not hard.
Would remind people, if you're doing some construction and you have to do a road or driveway, you need to get a road opening permit from the public works director. We've had an incident where somebody did some paving recently and paved it into the roadway and just changed how the water flowed and how plowing was gonna be on the road. We've since corrected that, but save ourselves all a lot of aggravation if you just get a permit and discuss it ahead of time. Don't forget the parade on Wednesday, Thursday, sorry, I've been saying it all day.
I'm not going to have a wait on Wednesday.
And none of them are here, but I would like to just give a shout out to Ted and Matt Huber, Jason and the transfer station crew. The hopper had an issue over the weekend. On Saturday, we got Kenny Bowden to come in. The crew worked over the weekend to get that put back together so that they could open up today and not be closed. And they managed to pull that off, so thank you to those guys for working over the weekend.
It's great.
Susan, do you have a question?
Yes, please. Yeah, Dennis, could you please send me the manager's report? Or could you hear me okay?
Yeah, he said he'd send it to you.
Okay. I think I'm losing the audio a little bit, but I can ask by email if I haven't received it. Thank you.
Any questions for Jen? Okay, any other board business?
I got something actually, there's a efficiency main grant for our EV charging stations that came out last month. It's like 80% of the costs they refund. So maybe that's why Revision reached out to us. Something we should look into.
I sent you guys that information about a month ago with their proposal to put two. Charging stations in here, it wasn't gonna cost us anything.
Yeah, I thought it was.
That's, I know, but that you make money, there's a 15 to 35% profit that you make off the generation. And they're gonna pocket that 80%.
Who maintains them?
Yeah, we have to look into it, I don't know,
Okay.
Where would you put it?
no idea.
Can't put it out here, it's filled up
Yeah,
down on the railroad ave, that it's filled up with visitors.
but it's a better option than handing out exclusive rights, so.
Well, I wouldn't give them anything anyway.
Wouldn't we want to put them downtown anyway, because we wanted
Why,
the
we're
shows.
getting ahead of ourselves.
So sorry.
We would have to have a whole conversation about it.
The state is putting X number in. I don't know how many $1 million, but they're going along the tollways. And, but they're putting them all in Shaw's and places like that, private companies, like we've got Shaw's here. Half, a good piece of their property is not used all the time, across the street, marketplace. That, they could put 100 in there.
Yeah, you don't want it done.
All right, Dennis is gonna look into it.
Yep.
Any, anything else?
Well, no, I was gonna say, you wanna move to adjourn?
Sure.
Yeah,
All right, so,
I'm interested in that project. I hope, I didn't know if we were gonna follow up on it or not, so I'm glad you brought it up.
We will.
I have one tiny thing.
Yeah.
About trees. I've had a couple of folks call me, they were upset about a tree that was removed, I thought they were talking about this one, but no, it's a maple somewhere. Downtown. And I thought, do you know anything about this? I didn't,
You took one down on the common that was dead.
there was one on the top, oh, maybe that's good.
That was the one.
This was said that it was a perfectly healthy fruit.
It wouldn't have been taken down. It was healthy.
That's
The
what I
one we
said.
took down was the one that Karen Sullivan mentioned a few months ago.
Hmm.
That was there.
There were two right on
Okay.
the line that they took down. Yeah,
George,
Two?
what?
right across the street from us, you know, the big white house on the corner of Pleasant and then the red house on the other side of Pleasant.
Yeah.
They took down two, there was one totally dead in front of the white house. And then the one in front of the red house was like partially dead,
Next to the, so,
right on Route 1. On Pleasant
huh,
and one, but on the other side from us, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And a red house.
Yes, and now I remember who it was,
If they're
Paul,
right.
the liquids.
Yeah.
Steve,
Their issue was, the way they did it. They used a huge crane and, put the trees right up over the houses. And let them down and Pleasant tree, cut them up. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was very efficient, but I guess if it was my house, maybe I wouldn't be so willing to have a big tree.
Wait a minute, so
Hung over their house, but
was someone concerned because they were taking their tree?
they were concerned that they were taking a tree that was alive and. Steve put it down, I remember, he said there was nothing wrong with the crown of that maple, there was no disease.
Was it on their land?
no, it was on the town.
No, it's
On the
on
town.
the town property. As long as you know, why were they taking out a good tree?
If the arborist recommended that it be taken down, that would have been, it was taken down.
They were talking about the one on the common, that looked like it was a good tree, but it wasn't, it was splitting right down the middle.
No, it
Oh,
doesn't
no,
sound
no,
like,
it's-
it doesn't sound like that's the one we're talking about.
That, yeah, but that's a different one, y'all, and I got a call about that one too, But thank goodness I had the picture of.
Well, I can't win because we took one down on High Street that a guy complained about.
Oh,
And I didn't wanna take down and we ended up doing it, so I can't please everyone, sorry.
Well, that was gonna fall over into the street.
I have another one in my yard, if you want to take care of that one.
Is it in the right way? Oh, sorry. I couldn't help you there.
Actually, if we're talking about trees, I wouldn't mind cutting the libraries down.
Ah,
Uh-oh.
Mm-mm.
And it's the 16 way the public meeting
Oh.
at the airport.
well,
Yes.
it's 30 years I've been there, we had 12 of them come down on.
Oh, gosh. So, we have another tree that's dead that the DOT planted 2-3 years ago on Main Street, right in front of all the construction. I don't think that the construction, I don't know. I'm hoping that the construction that had nothing to do with it, but it's dead and we need to replace it. And that will be the third tree that we've had to replace. Just FYI.
Okay,
And
We need to.
So
trees and sidewalks,
Here's my thing.
trees and sidewalks are not a great idea.
I think the trees should be gone if you're gonna keep planting them and they keep dying off, what's the point of them? It's an effort of utility.
well, they planted different.
We walk by those trees in the winter. They are loaded with salt. Somebody just.
Don't.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
it
you
comes
would
from
believe,
Route
or
one,
street.
so.
There's more salt on the sidewalk downtown.
Yeah.
Than there is snow.
And most of it's around those trees.
And we get constant complaints all winter long because we don't do enough to the sidewalks. And we can't use sand on them, we have to use salt.
No, but some of it comes from the road.
And some of it's certainly coming off of the
And
road.
other
No,
people
this
complain
is
it's all.
piles of salt. They just don't.
There's nothing else besides salt that will,
Well, you
Well-
probably, also think that's, I don't know. what
It's
that
too
is.
expensive?
It's really expensive.
I use sand at my house.
Yeah, we can't use sand downtown. Well, that's why we don't sand the roads down there, we just salt
Why
them.
can't?
Because the DOT doesn't want it, the DEP doesn't want it washing into the river.
but the salt is okay to wash into the river?
Salt water.
I guess, but it's a different kind of salt.
It's a salt, it's snow in because it's got salt, and they're putting it into salt water.
Well, it would be. It might be worth it, since we do get a lot of complaints about that, to investigate what we could get just for the sidewalks downtown. Not anyplace else, and I know they'll want it everywhere, but something besides salt, if that is the problem with the trees. And I've wondered about it, but, not all of the trees died, only half of them, right? So.
It's not us putting the salt down, it's the state's putting it down.
Well, it's both.
Yeah, try to get them to change something. Good luck.
We walked by one tree this winter that it looked like it was a 5-gallon bucket of salt in the tree well.
Like poured around it, it was like, we're gonna kill this tree.
Yeah. We talked
Will you
about.
take a picture of one of these things that you find, please?
Yeah, stick them with the sand on the sidewalk.
I don't think so. I can check with Ted, but I don't believe so.
We had someone there, they were taking the salt and sweeping it off.
They sweep the sand off too, that's much harder.
The sand absorbs the heat and helps it.
Okay.
Sorry, thank you. I'll push up. Sorry about the trees.
Susan, did you have another question, or is the hand raised from before?
It is raised from before. I apologize. Sorry.
All right. Yeah. Move to adjourn.
Second.
They moved and seconded, all those in favor? We are adjourned at 6:44 p.m.
We tried real hard to work all that. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Maybe there's something else that could put there, those trees that are more definitely.
Other than trees. I mean, if you want to help trees through the sidewalk, take a walk down Brunswick Main Street and see what they have.
It's all the roots.
It's like this, trying to walk down through there because it's all over the place.
We should just be grateful that our state doesn't make it that quality standing plans. And
Plans, did you say?
plans, yeah, you have to have a specific plan to install and stand parking lots in New Hampshire. And they have to be certified,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, you have to have a plan on how you're going to install.
We're gonna do it this way or